Welcome to the maiden edition of Insurance Industry 2015 Mega Conference. Theme: Developing Insurance Business for National Growth. Courtesy: Insurance Industry Consultative Council, iicc.
If the consumers know that nobody will penalize them for not having insurance, because like somebody said yesterday, insurance is the least of his immediate priority. So if somebody is not enforcing it for him to take insurance, of what use is the education? It's just like a fly dancing around your ear. You will just wave it off. And I think again, we shall continue. The insurance industry will continue in the ongoing collaborative efforts that we have begun with the Federal Road Safety, that we have continued with the Nigerian Police. We have even worked with the VIOs. We have engaged them. If I remember very well, we have engaged them. We have taught some states in letting them use this facility that we have, the NID, with which to really determine the fake insurances that are on the road. Because you see, I always believe that if there are no takers, there will be no givers. So if you stop somebody on the road, he has he has an invalid insurance, and you let him go, then there is nothing to urge him to, to be conscious that he is carrying an invalid paper. So in conclusion, the view of the NIA is that our enforcing agents should be more involving. There should be more collaboration, yes, but they should be more involved, because together we can enhance the potential that is just lying there. There is this raw gold. It is still like a dust, but I'm sure if you go through the furnace with fire, we will come out with something beautiful, that the road safety will be happier. You will not be paying hospital bill with your monies anymore. The fire service will equip them enough, and I'm sure the Nigerian police will contribute our own quota to their well-being and to their enforcement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our own Mr. Wigun. One thing is certain, we're all just starting. It's obvious that the insurance industry has a lot to do with the stakeholders. It's in the interest of everybody that we move forward. The claims of our stakeholders are very valid. And what the insurance industry is saying too, that we need our stakeholders to help us for us to be able to help them, is always valid. But before we close this, I will want somebody from NICOM, the bridge between us, the industry and the government, to say something. Actually, they're supposed to be part of this panel, but they opted out. But at this stage and level, I think it's important we hear from NICOM. And I will call on Mr. Aka, the director, to just give us some points on the issues raised so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and the panel of discussants. Actually, the position of NIA seems to be our position too, in the sense that we as Commission were equally worried that the compulsory insurance is well thought out. The government have put them there, but the next question which bothers everybody is what next? Who enforces these compulsory insurances? Thanks to that number, we have said there's no way the Commission can go out there on the road to ensure or begin to check motorists, those who have genuine papers, those who do not have genuine papers. So in other respects, the Marine, we all are aware that up to late 80s to even early 90s, Marine used to be one of the major source of income to the industry, right? Today, recently we had a meeting with the Nigerian Customs. We are told that out of the 3 components from where they get the custom duty, insurance was the only missing item. It's as bad as that. The Commission has been doing a lot to collaborate with all these agencies because, like I said, we cannot do it on ourselves alone. We've been collaborating with these agencies, the road safety, the Nigerian Customs, all those parties, even the state governments. Early this year, the Commission had the entire Nigeria Labour Congress with all of them. We met in Enugu discussing how do we enforce, how do we get the state governments to begin to imbibe the compulsory insurance, the group life. Like I just did say, the position of NIA, which is that the government should be more involved. Yes, they are trying, but I think we need to be more committed now. And I think with that more commitment, and of course, again, I believe with IT, some of these problems, which look so enormous, I believe can easily be solved. I would like to stop at this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take 1 or 2 contributions from the floor before we close this, since we are far behind schedule.
It's possible to respond to it. You just said it's just
office. No. Before that,
yeah.
You can have it.
Please, I want to respond very briefly on the presentation by the NIA, where he possibly apportioned blame to to enforcers. But from my own what I will call observation or investigation or what is happening out there, the fact remains that the insurance industry need to do more. The insurance industry need to do more. Chief Belly will bear me witness. That was in 2005 or 2006. Though I started it. This recommendation came from me. I'm not boasting. We have to do radical or robust public enlightenment. We went to VIO's offices because that is where you see the evil, the wrong being done. I'll give you an instance. You go to VIO, you see an insurance who calls himself an agent. Yes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 insurance papers. That's the certificates. One is the main genuine one. The other one is fake, but with a bigger money, a premium. The other one is maybe the one you can collect at 500 or 1,000. Then he will tell you, this one is 5,000, this one is 3,000, and this one is 1,000. Which one do you want? This is somebody who is representing an insurance, and you give him the genuine one. He said, I don't know whether it's because it's long I've gone there. I don't. Because most of this thing we do here is FRSC. We're into IT. So you should think inwards. For instance, the Petroleum Equalization Fund, we are partnering with them. We have a DEX office there to verify all vehicles, trucks, petroleum tankers that leave the depot to ensure that they are standardized. And from there, do you know that FRSC is involving the NIA? We ensure that such vehicles are insured. You are aware of that. So why can't you think that way? How do we How do we have somebody who should be there to ensure that? Because I bet you, if you have 50% of Nigeria, of vehicles in Nigeria insured, I bet you will rake in billions. I bet you. But that is the problem. So please, I want to stop here. Thank you. Thank you.
The police would like to add a comment before we close. Is that working?
Sorry. I just want to.
Yes, because I was stopped, I could not complete the areas the Nigerian police first can collaborate. Let me just add this 1, 2, 3 points. And we have been talking of public awareness. It is very important, because if there is going to be an all-out war against a practice, there must be education to the public to be aware of their rights and what will happen if they are not in compliance with these various insurance acts. The NIA and NICOM and NCRIB, we urge them to come together and probably to approach the police authority with a blueprint of assistance, which I will suggest. For instance, the Nigerian police, we can have these institutions, these insurance organizations to come in at our training institutions at certain points to educate our trainees on all these policies and to even educate them on how to detect these fake insurance policies. Secondly, there is need for the industry, because you see, for policing, information is very important. We deal on information. I'm sure members of this industry will know or probably can investigate or find out for us where these papers, fake papers, are being printed and who or where they are being sold. And then with that report, then the police can authoritatively go after these people and get them arrested. Then you can notice that this war on fake paper is like the film industry. You can see what is happening in the film industry, where it is real war against these pirates, where even you can take your time to come up with ideas for us to collaborate. We can declare 1 or 2 week insurance week in a year or quarterly, whereby our men on the road, we particularly look for vehicles that are not insured or vehicles that have fake insurance coverage. Thank you.
Okay. Just a minute, I will call. I mean, let's listen to our stakeholders. They all seem to have more and more to say. So let the fire safety say something, then we'll come to the house.
Yeah, I just want to add that in response to what the NIA man said, that we need to do more on the side of regulators, enforcing agencies. I think the law is clear on what we are expected to do. The Fire Service Act empowers the minister to make regulations as far as fire safety is concerned. And in 2013, we came up with a National Fire Safety Code. Like I did say earlier, there are portions of that requires builders to furnish us with insurance documents to enable them be certified. Incidentally, I am the head of the Policy Regulatory and Inspectorate Department. We see the need for a tighter collaboration, but all depends to a large extent on the insurance industry. And that's why we have been making moves to get NICOM, get them involved in this collaboration, because we know, like I said earlier, that the insurance industry will benefit more, just like this fire service will do. And the nation will be in for it. But I think, like others said, there's need to strengthen the components that will drive this process. And that is awareness, enforcement, and then to see how the investigative arm of the fire service could be strengthened, their capacity. So I think we should take note of that and then see how far we can go with it. Thank you.
Town planner?
Yes. Please, to add to what we said earlier, apart from Lagos State, that has incorporated builders' liability insurance in their building regulation, there is no other state in this country that has done that. So it is important that the regulators should liaise with the various state governments to amend their building regulations to incorporate this. Because if it's not contained in the building regulation, the approving agencies may not take it very serious, no matter what anybody says. So it is important that building regulations in the various states are amended to incorporate the provisions of the liability insurance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just 2 comments, please. Yeah, Mr. Thomas, then let's hear you. Maybe you disagree with your boss.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can only compliment what my chairman has said. But I want to say quickly that all said and done, the kind of collaboration we've had with the Federal Road Safety has been quite enormous in the area of motor vehicle. Third party, I mean. We've made several attempts to reach out to the police. I want to believe that after this session, we're going to enter into a workable agreement. Good. But beyond all that has been said today, I'm looking forward to see an implementation or enforcement framework.
Absolutely.
That is not just going to be spoken about, it's going to be written, and it's going to be a kind of a framework that can be monitored. We have been working through the VIO when it was obviously becoming very difficult to get through the police. It's worked out well in a few states. Only last week I was in Ondo State, and we've had some things that we are trying to work out. Good. But essentially, both the Federal Road Safety, the police, the VIO, they are quite instrumental to the enforcement of the motor third-party law. But in the area of building, we are also ready. Lagos State have domesticated the Section 64 and 65. Yes. We also be working and trying to reach out to the states. We've been trying to get 1 or 2 agreements that we can leverage on. I quite agree with him that we must do same, or we must work with the other states of the Federation. But most importantly, the relevant stakeholders that have been mentioned, they are quite, they'll be quite relevant in this. Absolutely. And with what we have had, I want to believe that when we come back next year, yes, because also I want to assume that this conference is going to be annual. That's a good when we come back next year, probably one thing we'll first do is to review what has been done within this time and next time when we'll be meeting. I believe everything is going to work our way. Thank you.
Thank you. Venerable, I don't have any option, but I'm duty bound to call a lady. So maybe I'll just call the 2 of you and we'll close it there. No, the 2 of you, then we close. No, the 2 of them, he said she go first. No, yes.
Thank you to Mr. Ladipo Ajayi for giving me the opportunity. Well, for us as insurers, and this morning also we were talking about brand and we were talking about value.
Absolutely.
I feel passionate about the need for us to emphasize the value of insurance, and that's protection. I keep hearing raking billions. I keep hearing employment. I keep hearing this or that. But I'm not hearing protection, emphasis on protection. Now, to the FRSC person, you mentioned having to put money down to help victims of accident when you get to hospitals. Now, there's a very simple thing that we can also work together on. Where it is evident that the persons involved in the accident have genuine insurance, why can't the Federal Road Safety post a guarantee with the hospital and then, on behalf of the victim, write to the insurance company to ensure that that payment is made? It is one way of also telling us as insurers that we're